Hey, all you spies out there, and I'm having the worst day recording videos. I've recorded this 5 times already. It keeps messing up. It's not me, it's the camera. It doesn't ever do this, and now it's just. How'd you get out? Well, my grasshopper got out somehow. I'm putting him back in. But it keeps messing up. It was vertical for the first one. Actually, no, the first one it was me. I was just saying random crap. Just random crap that I said for no reason. I don't know what it was. I was just doing gibberish. I was like, I was just really being weird, but. And then the second time it was vertical, and then the third time it. Actually, no, the second time and the third time it was vertical instead of horizontal, even though I'm filming it horizontally. Now I'm filming it on phone, if you couldn't guess. Because I don't need a camera for this. I don't need a camera for screen capturing the TV. I just need a phone. But it was doing vertical stuff, and I was filming it horizontally, and it didn't even record the first half of my video. I think it was probably too long. I think that's why. I'm going to try to make this one shorter, but yeah, let's talk about insects right now. There's two different kinds of insects. There's insects that undergo complete metamorphosis, insects that undergo incomplete metamorphosis. The ones that undergo complete metamorphosis is like a butterfly, which they start out as a larva, then they turn into the pupa, then they turn into the adult. And then for insects undergo incomplete metamorphosis, they start as a nymph, which is just basically a miniature version of the adult, and they just grow over time into the adult. Yeah. And I'm just going to be talking about some bugs. I'm not going to be talking about butterflies because I'm getting really bored of that. All I've been saying is they're the most beautiful bugs in the world. This might be true, but I'm getting bored of saying that. So I want to talk about the bugs I actually care about. Not butterflies. I don't like those things. I don't care about those things. I like beetles. I like grasshoppers. I like crickets. I like aquatic bugs. I want to talk about those. Okay, first off, you gotta know what a bug is. Actually, no you don't. You already know what that is. Told you in my update video. Okay, well, let's talk about beetles. Beetles are complete metamorphosis insects. That means they start out as a larva, then a pupa, then a adult, which I already said that, but whatever. What makes a beetle is they have really hard exoskeletons. They have like the hardest out of all the insects. That's what makes them a beetle. There are different sizes and colors, but it doesn't matter what a beetle looks like. It has to have a hard exoskeleton. Speaking of beetles, there's also ladybugs, which they're beetles too, if you didn't know that. And they, there's many different colors. I don't know why I'm talking about ladybugs. I mean, whatever. There's many different colors of them. Actually, the most common type of ladybug found in the United States of America is called the Chinese multicolored ladybug, which they come in multiple different colors. The most common color is red, but they also come in pink and blue and green and like yellow. If you've seen a gray ladybug, that's actually a different kind of ladybug called a Ashley's gray ladybug, and they also come in like black and white too. But there are like there's grasshoppers and crickets. And they are, what makes them a grasshopper or cricket or whatever is they have really powerful hind legs. For grasshoppers, they use those hind legs to jump very far distances to get away from predators or to jump in between plants so they can eat them. But for crickets, they use those very powerful hind legs to rub against each other to make music, which they use to attract a mate. But then for katydids, which you might not have heard of, but they're basically a bigger version of a grasshopper that eats grasshoppers, they uses their hind legs to jump towards grasshoppers to eat them and eat them. And let's say catch them, eat them, but I accidentally said eat instead of catch, so I said eat them and eat them, which they do eat them, but whatever. Yeah, there's also aquatic bugs, which these are my very favorite. I can name a lot right now. I'm gonna do it right now. Water striders, water scorpions, toe biters. Name 3. Okay, back swimmers, water boatman, and diving beetles. Name 6. Oh, I need to sneeze. Where'd you go, Sneeze? Gonna sneeze randomly now? Okay, well, my sneeze disappeared, but yeah, water bugs are my favorite. You might not have known that. Actually, I haven't told anybody that, but they are. I love them. And they're just so interesting. The 3 of the water bugs I mentioned, they're related. The water striders, water scorpions, and toe biters. They're all related to each other because they have, instead of having like a normal mouth, they have like a straw. They have a straw mouth, which I'll explain why they have a straw mouth in a minute. But they also have like scorpion pinchers. That's why water scorpions are called water scorpions, because they have like scorpion-like pinchers, which they use to grab their prey, and then they stab their prey with their straw-like mouth, which injects a venom into it, which dissolves their insides, which they slurp up like a soup or a drink, and that's why it's a straw mouth, so they can slurp up all that juice. It sounds really gross and really creepy, but it's pretty interesting, I think. There are back swimmers and water boatmen. I don't know much about them. All I know about them is they swim backwards and upside down. That's all I know. And they're really weird. They just swim backwards and upside down. Then water striders, they're pretty cool. They're related to toe biters and water scorpions, so they still have that straw mouth. They hunt the same way, but instead of going under the water, they hunt on top of the water. They're so light that they can just walk on top of the water. And whenever they want, if they see like a little fish swim by, they reach down in the water and they grab it and they eat it. Pretty cool, huh? Then diving beetles, they're not actually related to any of these. They're not really. All of these are related except for the diving beetle. The diving beetle is a beetle, you can tell, but they can dive. They dive underwater. And oh, by the way, all these bugs, they have a weird way of breathing underwater. The water strider doesn't have to breathe underwater because it doesn't go underwater at all. It just goes on top of the water. But Kirby's, why did I say Kirby? Okay, well, back swimmers and water boatmen and diving beetles, what they do is they store air in their wing cases, and so they have an air bubble, and whenever they need air, they just open up their wing cases, then swim after the air bubble to breathe. But then, water scorpions, toe biters, they have these, like, straws on their mouth, obviously, but they also have straws on their butt, which is their tail, which they actually use as a snorkel. Instead of having a breathing system in their face, their breathing system, their like throat for breathing, their breathing tube is on their their tail. So they stick that above the water to breathe air and go straight to the lungs. That's pretty cool. So that means they have to be near the surface almost all the time. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, did I mention that water scorpions, they can't swim. Instead, they just grab onto all the water plants around them, and they just climb up on them and stuff. Yeah, that's what they do. And they blend in perfectly, because they look like just a stick floating in the water. Okay, well, how long was that? 9 minutes. The other one was 20 minutes. Actually, 25. See why I wanted to hurry faster through its one? Okay, well, I'm gonna name a bunch of different types of bugs right now. In the next video, okay, so basically, you're gonna have to try to think of a bug that I did not mention. And the bug that was commented, like, you're gonna put in the comments. And the bug that was commented the most wins, and I'll tell you the winners in the next video. And the people who commented those bugs, they'll be able to do a video with me, or I'll do something. If they, like, they'll be able to do a video with me on the PS3, or on, if they don't have a PS3, like, on their computer, Minecraft, whatever. If there's nowhere to play with them, I don't know what we'll do, but whatever. I'm gonna start naming some right now. Okay. But these are going to be insects. You can't name anything that's not an insect. By the way, let me just describe an insect right now. An insect is the only arthropods with wings. They have 6 legs. No more than 6, no less than 6. 6 legs, okay? Okay, let me start naming them. Okay. Moths, butterflies, termites, ants, bees, wasps, mayflies, damselflies, dragonflies, grasshoppers, crickets, katydids, beetles, aquatic bugs, earwigs, silverfish, and bristletails, leaf insects, sticks insects, plant bugs, hoppers, cicadas, cockroaches, flies, okay, lice, fleas, bed bugs, yeah, that's all I can think of. But, yeah, if you name an insect, oh, wait, thrips. Yeah, okay. If you name an insect that I did not mention, that's going into my list. And the people who named the insect that got named the most wins. I'll do the top 3 winners in the next video, and each one gets a prize. Number 1, the first place would be you get to make a video with me. Second prize is if I'm not on your friends list, you can send me a friend request and I'll 100% accept it. If I have too much friends, I'll even delete someone, then accept it. And the third prize is I'll like your comment and I'll check out your channel. But second prize, okay, actually, second prize is, if you're